Hey guys, how are you today? So I'm just driving around the Ottawa area and I end up in my old area where I grew up as a kid. And I actually grew up in these little houses in this community over here, but all my buddies lived over in what used to be basically a whole different community. And I guess a few months ago they ripped it all out and they are building some kind of mall here now. I heard about this. Sorry, I'm in the van. I'm just driving around here. I might try to stop somewhere. But I heard they did this a couple of months ago, so I wanted to come over this area and check it out. It feels so weird after like 25 years. Everything looks so much smaller and a lot closer together. I mean, it hasn't changed as far as the development being ripped down across the way here, but like I used to live right there in that house, so this feels really weird because I used to cross the street right here and go over to my buddy's complex. All my other friends were. This is unreal. It doesn't even feel like I'm on the same street I grew up on right now. It is so fucking wild. I'm just gonna park here for a sec. This is the garage my dad used to park our cars in, and we just walk out. Even that has changed. There's like guarded doors, and then we walk up this little sidewalk here, and we were right at the end. But I was like probably 8 or 9. Well, I was probably like 6 or 7 when I actually moved here. But when I started growing up, I used to be able to go out by myself and everything. But that's when I started meeting all my friends across the way. So this used to be a whole different community. Actually, right here at this gate was where the underground garage parking was, which is why it goes down so deep here. But there's probably about 200 houses in this community. Last year at this time when I was down here last, but it's all been ripped out. I can't fucking believe it. Like so many times growing up, so many awesome times growing up around this area. I just cannot believe this. Cannot believe what I'm looking at. It's mind-boggling. I cannot get over it. It does not look the same around here now just because of that. And it's been like, this is the center of Ottawa, so a lot has changed in the fact that it's not a clean area like it used to be. Hence, I mean, it used to be back in the 80s. I mean, everybody would put the garbage out basically in a pile. I'm going to drive down the road here a little bit, but yeah, this was never like this. It's just dirty now. I'm not even honestly sure how many. Well, I shouldn't say anything like that, I guess, but I just can't get over this. Anyway, when I was a kid, I'm trying not to drive in the middle of traffic. Maybe I'll just go over to this parking lot, which has not changed. So I guess they're trying to expand the new mall. There used to be a mall right there where those yellow buildings are. When I was a kid, it was called Haringate Mall. And it was relatively a new mall when I first moved here even. This park has always been here. This tennis court's always been here. This just is going to be a new development, and it looks so strange. Even that green box, the green box sitting right there has always been there. There was a staircase, and the staircase is still kind of sitting there beside it. But I just can't get over it. It's like and the funny thing is that was an underground area. And it's not. Oh, it looks so weird around here, guys. Sorry, guys. I was just parking here. So, yeah, I was saying the garbage situation around here, they basically just throw bins, and when they obviously don't pick them up very often. Because, I mean, it's Saturday and they're falling out of the containers like on every corner. There's nothing here now, but up at every entrance of these garages, there's just containers. But see where these mailboxes are across the way here? People in the 80s when I was a kid basically the garbage in the old days, they used to just throw their garbage in a big pile there, and like I think it was every Thursday at the time, the garbage truck would sit there probably for close to 45 minutes just packing the garbage in the truck because it was such a massive pile. I mean, it wasn't the cleanliest there, but it looked a hell of a lot better sitting out there for, you know, a couple hours in the morning than it does with these big bins everywhere that are fucking garbage is just toppling out of and all over the ground. And like the community now is how to say this without sounding racist at all, but basically when I lived here in the the mid 80s, late 80s, I was probably like between 10 and 12 years old. I didn't really take the time to do the math, but like that's when my life was entertaining as hell. You know, you're a kid, you're running around your area and what used to be your buddy's area over here, which is non-existent now. But basically when I lived here, seeing a black person was scarce. I have a lot of black friends, but back when I was a kid, seeing a black person around here, you would see one once in a while. This area now, you'd be lucky if you see a white person every once in a while. I mean, it's just a whole different kind of community now. I'm pretty sure this is all like low budget housing now around here, whereas back in the 80s and the early 90s, there were like really nice residents and people had flowers and plants out in front of their house. Now there's nothing. I mean, look at the fucking birds around here. Because there's so much garbage out in these areas now, nobody gives a shit. It's all low budget. So there's fucking birds everywhere. It is wild. Yeah, nothing's really changed around here. This court's always been here. This park's always been here. The park has changed around a bit, but it's basically the same layout. There was always, there was always a skating rink right here, and they still do the exact same thing. Actually, when we were kids, and the older guys, they used to pile up all these boards for the skating rink at the end of the winter, and they would just be sitting, and older guys would come around with their freestyle bikes and basically start at the top of this little hill here and make a big runway with all these and different jumps all the way down. And the young kids used to try it and then getting hurt, but yeah, this development, I cannot believe this whole housing development is gone. It's just wild. So I just drove over to another part of the old area that I lived in. Back in the day, this fence wasn't even, this is the old pool that was basically in the center of the complex where I lived. My house is, you can actually take this little walkway here. I'm gonna move up. This is where I used to walk home from school too, so you can take this little walkway through this garage. These gates weren't here and these doors weren't here, and all that glass that's sitting over there wasn't there. But fucking window. Used to walk through there, and there's a little back section in the back, and you walk through and basically you get to my house that way, or you could walk all the way around the complex, but there's shortcuts everywhere around here. So this was the pool, which used to look really, really nice. Doesn't look anything different. This was the shallow end in the baby pool area, and the office and the desk was up there. But this was the deep end. It looks rather run down. Actually, the really funny thing is this fence was not there. It was actually like a wall, a wooden wall, so you couldn't even see in there. It was more private. There's more dumpsters. At least these ones are empty somewhat. The funny thing about this little area, and you have to pay to park here now even. This is ridiculous. But this little open area right here, beside the pool, it used to actually be a garage, like all the other garages around here. But it actually burnt to the ground 2 times in the time I lived here. And here we are 10 years later, 15 years later, since I've even been really back here. And there's not even a fucking garage here anymore. It's just an open lot. What you have to actually pay for now. It's ridiculous. This is another way you can go back to where I used to live, down this little walkway here. I actually have friends that lived all around this area. Yeah, so that place where there's no more garage basically used to have one of these garages, which is on basically every other row of houses. That's where they used to park. They still do, but they're all gated up now. Like, there's little gates everywhere. I don't know if they close them after a certain hour or what. It's like heavily secured around here now, but it's not really heavily secured. I just think that the area is going to hell. Like, yeah, this used to be always a open parking lot, but again, there's like a change or a paying toll that you have to pay now for visitors parking. It's visitors parking apparently. But there's like these garages everywhere around here. And there's more dumpsters and more birds. This one's full too. I don't understand why these dumpsters are fucking full on a weekend. Like, it's Saturday. You think they'd be emptied at the end of every like week. That's how it's always been. I just can't get over this. This place is so wild.